Hello, everybody. Hey, welcome. I'm going to use paper, so don't judge me, please. Thank you. Welcome to our Seeds of Hope fundraising campaign Harvest Gala. Thank you for taking the time out of your week to join us on this magnificent fall evening. My name is Jonathan Teigen, for those of you who don't know, and I'm up here because apparently I'm the board member with the biggest mouth. So,
believe that.
On to some very important thank yous. We got to say thank you to Christine Santimore. She donated this entire rental for this location tonight. Chris Cathcart, back there, Operations Director, Monica and Mark Williams, and of course, the Opera House, where we are right now. So, thank you. We also have Legacy Gala sponsors and benefactors. The Bank of 1889, Rotary Club of Berryville, Lovely County Landmarks Incorporated, and Harlan Bro, Sally Williams Gorell, and the Western family. And also, we got to say thank you to our food and beverage donors. They're listed in your programs. I'm not going to name all of them right now. There's way too many. So, a lot of thank yous, and that is what tonight is all about. So, the next part, I'm going to introduce Lex Lancaster. She's going to be performing a dance dedicated to the victims of domestic violence and sexual assault.
I smile like I'm alright, but the mirror knows my lie. I laugh in crowded rooms, then break down when I say goodbye. No one sees the midnight war, the ache behind each breath. They only know the part of me that's a mastered hiding death.
I told you might need tissues. Thank you, Lex, for your beautiful heart-led movement. That song is called Where No One Hears Me Cry. It's a song for the silent strugglers. And the person who wrote that song says, it's for those unheard, unseen, and quietly breaking. If you've ever felt invisible in your sadness, you are not alone. Let this song be your safe space. And we opened with it to honor those who are not here with us tonight because they are feeling trapped, unsafe, and alone. And those who no longer feel that way because they found their way to support through the purple flower. James Baldwin said, "Not everything that is faced can be changed, but nothing can be changed until it is faced." And we know this is a hard challenge to face. But it's our collective challenge that we are facing together. In every community, in every town, in every gathering, congregation, any place you go, I can just about guarantee you by the statistics that 1 in 3 of the women in the room and 1 in 4 of the men have been in an abusive relationship. 24 people are abused by an intimate partner every minute in this country. Domestic violence accounts for 15% of all violent crimes and 20% of all murders. And the risk of death from domestic violence is greatest in the first 2 weeks after leaving, which is what happened to Laura Aceves, who had gotten out and was found on the road to her new home, lined with purple flowers, next to her newborn. Arkansas ranks 10th in the country for rates of domestic violence, and Arkansas is one of only 9 states in this country that does not fund services like ours. But behind these statistics are human beings and unique stories and unique journeys. So I'm going to ask a couple of my board members to come and join me on stage to share some words from some of our clients about their journeys and their transformation that the purple flower brings to our community.
I have experienced firsthand how the team at the Purple Flower goes above and beyond to help people in toxic and dangerous situations. I've been a Carroll County resident for most of my life, and I know how deeply this organization impacts our community. In my first marriage, organizations like the Purple Flower didn't exist. I faced the court system completely alone. I was a victim of mental, physical, sexual, emotional abuse, and my children were also being physically abused. Eventually, we found a way out, but it came at a heavy cost. Fast forward nearly 20 years later, I found myself once again in a very toxic and dangerous relationship. I lived in fear, constantly looking over my shoulder. I never felt safe. But every time I reached out, the Purple Flower was there. They listened, they understood, and they helped me find safety again in my own community. I was consistently informed, educated, guided, and supported through every step. They kept me updated on critical information that protected me, and they were always there to help me manage the things that felt impossible. Without the Purple Flower, I truly believe I might not be here today. Their compassion, persistence, and dedication gave me the courage and the tools I needed to reclaim my life. I am deeply grateful to the Purple Flower and to everyone who supports their mission. You don't just help survivors, you give us hope, dignity, and a chance to begin again. MR.
Thank you, Jewel. You're all reading impact statements by survivors.
I was moved to the region to reset my world after a lifetime of verbal and physical abuse. I thought I'd found heaven, but it turns out heaven was just hiding his temper longer than anyone else had. Glass shattered the illusion of peace along with broken doors and words you can't take back. To go back where I came from meant living under the rule of my first abuser. I called the Purple Flower on the advice of friends, and the voice that answered is the reason I am still here, and still safe from my former partner and my parent. There will never be enough words or gratitude for how the Purple Flower and their advocates stood in the gap until I could find stable housing. I've lost a lot to abuse, but the Purple Flower was the first and only place that helped me not lose myself to abuse. KQ.
Life gives small blessings when you need it the most to keep you going, and this is one of them. I talk about you all to everyone I know, about how much you are sacrificing just for us to get one more chance in life, no matter the cost. I see it and I will forever be grateful. KF.
You guys will never know the level of impact that you have had on my life and the successes I am now living in. Thank you, J.E.
I came here scared and broken. I'm leaving stronger and I know my worth now.
You didn't just help me survive, you helped me live again. MR.
Thank you for helping me see that leaving wasn't the end, it was the beginning. SP.
Thank you all. So that's really why we're all gathered here tonight. Those are real people, real stories. I know every single one of them in their hearts, and I'm so glad that they are safe and thriving. So you may have picked up on your way in our annual impact statement. This is based on our fiscal year, which because we used to have some federal grant funding that you may have heard just went away. Our fiscal year has been from October 1st to September 30th. So these numbers are from this time last year to now. And so in that time, we have served 407 clients in Carroll County, 241 of them new. And as you can see, that's 100 more than last year. The numbers keep going up every year. We have, in this fiscal year, had over 1,084 service touch points with our clients, which is more than double last year. So my staff has been working incredibly hard to support our survivors in this county. Within those services, we have provided 418 safety planning sessions, which helped our clients reduce risk, plan a safe exit, and stay safe in those critical weeks after their exit. We have provided 200 temporary shelter through hotel stays with our temporary lodging and hotel program. And there may be some of our hotel partners in the audience. We are very grateful for their collaboration. We have provided 352 advocacy accompaniment to court hearings, and that can be for anything from protection order that they're pursuing, might be criminal charges, often it's divorce and custody. We are with them, as we say in the office, through their entire legal journey. Whatever they need, we are at their side. And so the average cost to serve each of our clients works out to be about $900 per client. And we are hard at work diversifying our funding model to account for the loss of our federal VOCA grant, which was cut by 60% for the entire state of Arkansas. So that means that they only funded 6 domestic violence organizations in the entire state, which is nothing even near close to meeting the need. And there is still nothing coming in from the state, the county, or the city governments. So, expect more of these gatherings, because we will not stop. Expect the funding pie chart to get a little more interesting by next year, a little more diverse. Our board has been super hard at work, and they are committed to helping us do big fundraisers like this every 6 months. We are, I'm sure Jonathan will talk about it later, planning a golf tournament in the spring, for example. And I have been hard at work applying for grants from a big mix of sources, not just government sources, but also corporate and private foundations. I have written almost 30 grant proposals in the last 5 months. But more importantly, we know that this community has our back. And we now have monthly donors who we can count on and we can budget around, that are sending in enough for us to pay our office rent and to pay for our crisis line. So thank you. But expect more diversity in our pie charts. Like we're going to be looking at planned giving and donor advised funds, and every way we can not have all of our eggs in one basket ever again. But the biggest and most important expense in our budget is staffing. A human being to answer the call in the middle of the night. And that human being who not only has a compassionate heart to stay steady in that call, but is trained in crisis intervention and trauma response and safety planning. Our staffing was almost entirely paid for 5 years by that federal VOCA grant that was not renewed. And we could reduce pretty much everything else in our budget. We could back out of offering hotels. We could stop financial assistance for helping our clients hire lawyers and pay their rent deposits, and helping them purchase surveillance equipment and safety equipment. All of that could go. But what cannot go is someone to answer that phone. The crisis line is our most essential service. And so my favorite statistic, and this is the last one I'm going to share about from the front side of the impact report, is that survivors who engage with victim services like ours are 60% less likely to experience further physical violence than those who do not seek help. So I also want to share, I've been at the Purple Flower for just 1.5 years in this role, and it's been quite a year. I'm calling it a year of transformation. I will admit that when I started, I was greeted very warmly, but with some tears and some trepidation, because there were some people who thought that the Purple Flower might be closing 1.5 years ago. No pressure, right? And then about 6 months in, around New Year's, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like giving up. We'd had a tough month with quite a tsunami of client cases that were particularly complex. Our entire staff got sick, the winter flu and COVID going around. So we were worn out. And then in May, our state funders who administer that VOCA grant, they started our course where we learn how to reapply, saying that the Mack truck is upon us because this cut is going to affect everyone. So within that time, we have engaged an entirely new board who are amazing. All our prior board members are also amazing, but we've also had a complete turnover in our staff, and we are still rebuilding both. We have entirely new branding, a new website, new brochures, new collaterals, new foundations, including our tech stack, our technology, our policies and procedures. We have renewed levels of engagement with the community, with more presence in coalitions and partnerships. We have the basis for a solid volunteer program in the works, And we have launched our Circle of Hope monthly donor program, which is really critical for us moving forward. As Margot constantly reminds me, we measure our progress in inches, not miles, but this year felt like light years upon reflection. Yeah, and we're not going to stop because we have a vision for the future. There will be a shelter in Carroll County at some point. And it will be called Grace Gardens. So we're going to need all your help to make that happen. Because the Purple Flower is a collective effort. It's a community service. And it was created almost 12 years ago in response to Laura Sevez's murder. But it's been sustained since then by so many of you in this room. So many in our community. And we can't do this without you. You are the seeds of hope. Seeds of hope are rooted in community. None of us can do this alone. And one of my personal mottos is we're in the soup together. So we just got to keep backing each other up because we keep us safe. So I'm going to ask a few people to stand. We are particularly grateful for our ecosystem of partners with people who tend to the wounds of our community. So folks from Grandma's House who help the kids going through trauma. If you're here and you work for Grandma's House or you support Grandma's House, would you please stand? Or Jeremiah House, or Cup of Love, or Flint Street, or Loaves and Fishes, or Echo Village, out in Eureka, Safe to Be, any of our regional shelters, our clinics, law enforcement, critical partners, our courts. We have a couple of judges in the room. You are all our critical partners. And stay standing, because I'm also going to ask our volunteers to join you in standing. We have volunteers past and current. Those who've been helping tonight have been hard at work, but we also have volunteers who help put together go bags. I know that every single one of our staff members have partners who volunteered at certain junctures, who jumped in the car to be co-pilots in the middle of the night. So all of you who have volunteered at any point for the Purple Flower, please stand. And our monthly donors. I know we have 7 of you, monthly donors. If you're a monthly donor, please stand. And then our sustainers. There are so many churches and civic organizations and generous donors and patrons and sponsors who've given for the past decade thousands of dollars to keep our doors open. We see you. So if you are one of those donors who's given over the years, please stand. And I'm asking you to stay standing because I want you to see. I want you all to see how this is most of the room. You're the ones who are keeping this going. And we have gifts for you, so if you stand up, they'll be able to find you with your gifts. Okay. So I'm going to ask my board members back one more time to hear from a few of our supporters. Or maybe it's just Chris.
When you grow up with any kind of abuse, it changes you forever. The road to finding love for yourself is twisted and long. Never give up on you. C.S.
Thank you for helping vulnerable people find safety and security. Elizabeth.
Thank you for being a lifeline to so many and all that you do to connect our communities to hope and love. Jan.
Thank you for the meaningful work that you do and the lives that are saved. S.A.
Thank you for all the hard work you put in every day. You make the communities a safer, happier place. M.H.
Thank you for your wonderful work caring for others. May this year bring all of you a measure of peace and many sweet smiles. Use this money where it is needed most. Anonymous donor.
Such an important cause. Thanks to the Purple Flower for this meaningful work. CS.
The Purple Flower's committed staff and volunteers do amazing work with few resources. It is such a worthy cause to support in Northwest Arkansas. CS.
In support always for this amazing work you all do. Thank you, LT.
Thank you. Okay, so we hope that this becomes an annual event every October. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and so we're launching what we're calling Changemaker Awards. And so our first Changemaker Award is our fundraiser of the year. And this supporter has been on a long journey as a change maker everywhere he's lived, since his first activist effort to save lives at the age of 11, and he continues that work here. He arrived here about the same time that the Purple Flower was founded, actually. A lot of you probably know him. He curates the art shows at Eureka's Living Room, Bruise, which is where I had my first art show here in Eureka. Thank you, John, for that. And back in February, I talked about the rough time we had around January, and I was tired and frustrated, and my staff was tired and frustrated. So we planned a retreat, just one day. We closed the office one day to take a breather, recharge, and thank you, Lorna Trigg, for hosting that retreat. That day, I took the crisis line so that my staff could rest and rejuvenate, and of course, it rang immediately. And I had to leave to go pick someone up while they did the retreat. And the phone rang while I was in the car on that mission, and it was John Rankine to ask, would it be okay if Bruce hosted an art auction to benefit the Purple Flower, because one of our local artists had passed. Many of you may know Shuggie Tucker and her beautiful, beautiful art. So the Shuggie Tucker Memorial Art Auction at Bruce raised almost $10,000 in April. So John, I don't know where you are, but if you would join me on stage. So John's gift, our volunteer is going to help with a new boutonniere. It says, there are people in this world who make things better wherever they go. We remember with gratitude for those who have helped us along the way. Just as kindness is a gift to be shared, so is a heartfelt thank you. May this notebook bring you fond memories, reminding you of the difference you made in my life, because that art auction renewed my faith that this community has our back.
Okay. I know that was an emotional roller coaster. Thank you for sticking with us. One thing that I did not do, because I'm not a professional, I failed to thank Lisa Roark for playing the singing bowls while we were coming in, so let's give her a round of applause. Also, I know sitting down for 30 minutes can be exhausting. So, we're actually going to get up, we're going to stretch our legs, but more importantly, this is your last chance to go out there and bid in the silent auction. So, if you see your friend's name on any of those cards, you better go write your name underneath it, make them pay some more. So, outbid your friends, get competitive, open your checkbooks. I'll see you back here in about 10 minutes, okay?